Hello, hello. Welcome to That Mill podcast. My name's Omar. Joining me today, post 4-0 Sheffield Wednesday win, is Dan. Hello, mate. You all right?
Hello, mate. I'm very good, and can I just say on behalf of all our listeners, welcome back, Omer. I think it's been 3-4 months.
It's been a little while. Been a little while. Well, let's see how long this run goes on for now. When the next time I'll be on the show after today. But no, I think we're still going after go Sheffield Wednesday Saturday, mate. It's rude not to come on and watch talk after a 4-0 victory. So thanks for joining, mate, and also Mr. Ben Green. Hello, guys.
Hello, fellas. Looking forward to this one. And yeah, nice to have you back on, mate.
We're just talking about just recovering after Saturday's exploits. Obviously, we don't see us win 4-0 up north often, mate. What did you make of it on Saturday, Ben? Loved it, right? Best day ever.
Oh, mate, honestly, I said it on the live the other day, and obviously going there with you fellas, it genuinely was one of the best away games that I've been to in a long time. Not just for a personal reason, because I was looking forward to the game, etc. But more so, I felt like it was a very important game, obviously, for Joe Edwards, the fans, the club, the players, everyone, just to make sure that we're kind of trending or carry on that excitement that's been around the appointment. So, look, I think it was beyond our wildest dreams, expectations to come away with that result with a 4-0 win. But yeah, I just thought it was a very important game in the Joe Edwards tenure, because if there was any smutterings of people being unsure if we'd have got beat or not looked good, it could have quite easily just put us on the back foot. But now, if you're not well and truly on the Joe Edwards hype train, then I don't know what's going to make you get on it, to be honest.
I know it's been said, and everyone said the same thing. The excitement Saturday. I was confident, but then you get up there and you're thinking, "Fuck me, what's going to happen here?" But Dan, I mean, fuck me, a 4-0. I think it's our biggest away win since 2003. I read the other day.
I
I
think that's
mean,
in the championship. I think
in the
we won 4-0 at Southend in 2015 on Boxing Day.
was that a league or was it?
That was
Oh,
a
there we
league,
go.
the league one. But so I think it's 4-0 in the championship since
There you go.
2003, but just biggest away win in general for nearly 8 years. So
Ridiculous.
as your never mind just being at your first game for the club as your first ever game as the head coach of anywhere. Probably don't get much better than that. I'd say you boys might not like me for this. I feel like that might be my second favourite away day so far this season. Just on a personal level, that Plymouth one was just so good for me.
I'm not
So,
having that. I'm not
So wait,
having that.
mate,
Ben,
Leicester's topping them all, mate. Don't worry.
Ben, did you know that Dan went to Plymouth away, Ben? I
I
don't
have
know.
no idea, mate. He
Have
did
not?
mention it on Saturday
Have I
about
never mentioned it?
150 times in the pub.
He's lived off Plymouth away for long enough, I think. But
I'll be living it off for the rest of my life, mate.
I have to agree, though. I mean, look, Saturday was huge. I think just going into it, I wasn't sure what to expect. I didn't want him to try and reinvent the wheel, but then, and if anything, I've seen Jake Cooper pass out from the back to Tom Bradshaw at his feet. I'm seeing, forward runs in the final third, seeing players commit forward. Okay, it's not going to work every week like that, is it, Ben? But it was just refreshing, wasn't it? It caught us all off guard, didn't it? Because at the time, don't reinvent the wheel, Joe. Just try and change something a little bit. But them little changes just added up to a complete different change. Anyway, it felt like for me in the crowd.
Yeah, definitely. And it was something that obviously he'd mentioned during the week, something that he said when he first took the job. He wasn't going to be reinventing the wheel. He didn't want to come in and make wholesale changes. It probably was music to most of our ears, really. But again, you still wanted to see enough in the game to go, okay, well, we know what we're trying to achieve. And yeah, I mean, look, it was there in abundance, right? I think a lot's already been made of what we did with the ball, and there was a lot of sort of 1-2 touch passes that we haven't seen in recent weeks, years with Rowett. But I think the thing that impressed me the most was our front-footed nature off the ball. There was just so many times where they got in not decent positions, but just we were on them. The press, you could see what we were trying to do as a whole collective. And I think at times, or certainly in the later stages of Rowett, we got a bit lost in what we were trying to do off the ball. Were we trying to press it? Were we just completely trying to sit in? But you can completely see what we are going to be doing when we don't have possession of that football, and it's going to be pressing, chasing, harrying, making it tough for them. It was just a really good performance, and as you said, there was enough in there in the end to see what we're, or the direction that we're going to be going and the changes that he's going to be making.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, Dad, I was saying there, like just changes, and also it felt like for me anyway, the players just had massive grins on their face. Obviously, you win 4-0, of course, but even at the start of the game, the enthusiasm amongst them, I think under Barrett, I felt from a bit 4 games, 5 games to try and make himself, stake a claim. Never really was going to get it. It felt like, but anything that could have gone wrong for him kind of did, I suppose, in a result sense. But just that instant impact. The players were just buzzing off each other. It felt like, and just looked excited to kind of see where they're going with this and see what the vision is. It feels like.
I think it's the freedom they were given. It's not been very often we've gone out and attacked that often, especially in a unit with so many players wanting to get on the ball, wanting to make so many forward runs. We haven't played like that for a while. Obviously, that wasn't really Rowett's style of football, and Barrett he tried to change it up a little bit, but it didn't work out for him. And I think obviously that Southampton game was, I say he tries to change up. That Southampton game was just Rowett 2.0, to be completely honest. So I mean, I think if you was a head coach coming into Millwall for your first game, I do think Sheffield Wednesday away might have been top of the list, to be honest, just given the fact that if you now look at the away form this season, we're fourth in the league, home form we're 22nd. We aren't used to saying that as Millwall fans, to be completely honest. So for once, I'm going to say if we sort out our home form, I don't want to get too carried away just yet. Unlike Ben with his 6-0 prediction, which nearly came true. I've got to give it to him. I don't want to get too carried away yet, but there's, he's certainly given us something to be encouraged by that performance.
What was it, 3-0 after 48, 49 minutes? I remember just turning to Ben going, Ben, it could be on here. It could be on. We was just joking amongst each other all day about it, but I was like,
I had a full head in hands moment at that point after we just scored after half time. We all kind of looked at each other going, could happen this.
It could be on.
Did you actually see that goal or not, Ben? I can't remember. Or was we finishing our beer?
No, we saw Hardings.
I missed Hardings.
Me and Omar missed Savills.
Oh, you missed the goal. You missed goal of the season then. No biggie.
And I still wasn't convinced it was us until I checked my phone about 100 times. I was like, something's happened here. And he was like, we've scored. I was like, have we? I was like, not sure.
I could hear the ground above me shaking and feel it, mate. We scored.
Well done, mate.
But 4-0 away from home, it's unthinkable, isn't it? Though it's like, I know it sounds like we're being over dramatic, but it is only Sheffield Wednesday. But at the same time, a 4-0 win away from home, it's like, it is massive, isn't it, Ben? And it's like, how often do you go to a ground like Sheffield Wednesday, despite their misfortune, in general anyway, go up north and then return with 3 points afterwards and 4 goals to boot and a clean sheet, mate? It was a pinch yourself moment. It felt like a full-time Saturday.
Yeah, it really was. And do you know what? It was one of those games that, whilst Dan said it was probably very high up on one of your list of games that you could pick, I was kind of, I don't know if it was just a Millwall pessimist in me, but the closer it got to Saturday, I was going, oh, this could be a real banana skin. If we get beat Saturday, as I said earlier, this could really set us on the wrong foot. Or if we don't look good, it could really set us off on the wrong foot. But, mate, as I've already mentioned, to go there and put in the performance that we did, it was a good performance. I think I tweeted a few days ago, it was our second highest XG of the season. So that's only positive. Genuinely stuff of dreams, really. You just don't, it doesn't happen, does it?
No, definitely doesn't. I mean, I'm trying to act professional here, but it's 1-0 to Charlton, and Craig Valley have just got given a penalty in the FA Cup.
So. You've got the microphone on as if you're going to be on Soccer Saturday, mate. So take it away for us.
I don't know, Jeff. I don't know. But no, but I think in general, like, it was a huge performance. I think who was a standouts aside from the obvious boys, in the sense of everyone had a good game, but I love the likes of George Honeyman in the role he's kind of playing there and letting Norton Cuffy get forward, for example, and just little things that you saw there that maybe didn't catch the eye to other people that were watching at home, or anything that stands out for you, Dan. I mean, aside from the obvious of like Norton Cuffy impressing and obviously Saville in the midfield with Denor, they kind of obviously got the plaudits for it, but anything in there that you thought you could add to this? I mean, Bart didn't get much praise, but I thought he had a good couple of saves second half. He done really well.
I'd probably say one, Bradshaw, and I know it seems a bit weird picking your striker when you didn't win 4-0.
How are you nicking Bradders off me there, Dan? I can't believe
mate.
It.
Sorry. But stuff we haven't really seen because he's used to having his neck being broken because he has to look up so high to try and get the ball usually. And the way he just linked the play up so up top together. I mean, obviously he got the assist as well for the 4th goal, but I just thought his link up play altogether was fantastic all game. And second of all, I'll go Murray Wallace. I've been quite outspoken about Murray, saying I think it might be his time was coming to an end. Obviously, with Brian not in the team, I was saying I hope Adam Malachi started, but Murray shut me up not only just with the goal, but I thought defensively he put in a very solid performance as well.
Nice. Yeah. Anyone for you, Ben, that sticks out for you, mate?
Well, I mean, he's nicked my two that I was going to say. So, just
We're running out of players here because we've
yeah,
praised
I
them all.
know. And do you know what? I'm just on Flash Score now, and I'm just looking at our ratings. Longman got a 6.9, and Bart got a 6.9, which is mad. He definitely at least got a 7. But I mean, there's someone that I've been very critical of, and I thought Fleming had a good game. As I said, if Saturday was anything to go by, I think now we're going to see the best of him. And I've been crying out for Fleming to just do more for us in games where we need him just to get on the ball, make those passes, quick 1-2 bits of play. I think now, just by what we saw Saturday, that I think, yeah, we're going to see the best of him. So it was good to see him getting involved more. He had a couple of opportunities early on where he broke the lines. Again, Bradders and him linked up really well. And yeah, massive shout out to Murray Wallace. He's been absolutely battered for the last probably year, really. So it was really nice to see him get on the score sheet and, more importantly, just have a solid game. Another shout out I'm going to do is just on Coops as well. We didn't see a Coops classic at all Saturday. We didn't see a diagonal from him. I don't think in 90 minutes. I certainly can't remember one. So it was nice to see him have a bit of confidence back again, because when Rowett come in, we mentioned it, I think, on one of the lives, that he was the one who was sort of making the overlapping runs as a centre half, and he was making decent passes again into Bradders or into Sav or into Fleming on Saturday, and it was just nice to see him have that bit of confidence with the ball at his feet.
Definitely.
And also, can I just jump in as well quickly? It's a miracle what happens when we don't just punt the ball to Cooper from a corner as well, isn't it? We actually, we don't just that we have other tall players other than Cooper, players that are good in the air. And lo and behold, what happens? I mean, the marking was terrible, but that wouldn't have happened if we just punted it at Cooper as per.
Muzzer to the rescue, right? There you go. I think I don't watch all Mill games half cut, I promise, but I was watching it back on Sunday as well. I'm like, fuck me. I remember one point in the second half going, I've not seen Tom Brasher head the ball today, boys. Really? It's like, what's going on here? It's like it's just the little things, but I think that's to wrap it up. I think this enthusiasm. You can see the players are excited by it.
You can see we're excited by it.
Yeah. Who do you think? Like, obviously, Fleming's the obvious answer to this. Where going forward, who's going to be the main man for us? But is there any players in there that you think maybe might have a surprise role to play under Edwards? I mean, like we mentioned Cooper. Like, I was surprised how well he did on the Saturday with the sense of passing the ball out and stuff. If he's put under more pressure, could we see an issue there going forward, Dan? For example, I mean, Cooper under pressure with the ball at his feet normally puts fear into my eyes, but I think Saturday it didn't really go that way. Maybe it's something to do with the opposition as well there. But what do you reckon?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, we might get a better gauge. Obviously, I think, Coventry as well. Like, I think, for a home game as well, maybe, I mean, other than the current bottom three and maybe Huddersfield, Coventry would probably be pretty hot. I know Coventry are fifth bottom, so it probably doesn't count for much me saying it, but I think Coventry would also not be a bad game. The only thing that does concern me is that me and Ellis Sims and Aji Wright, they do have two good strikers at this level, so I don't think it will be a bit tougher for Coops. But, if they've got, that was the good thing as well. They've got a week to work on stuff now, haven't they? So, hopefully they'll be a bit more composed on the ball and stuff. That'd be nice to see some continuation of that. And obviously, I think if we're looking at players, that might kind of shine under Edwards, I think you have to probably look at Essa and Amaku over time, just with his track record of the younger players.
Yeah, for sure, mate. I mean, I think the players are on holiday at the minute. I'm sure I've seen Bart post on Instagram.
Yeah, I've seen Bart on his swimming pool. By a swimming pool.
What, in Bermondsey?
Yeah. We built him one after Saturday.
Maybe they've had 3 or 4 days away, and then they've got, I don't know, Thursday, Friday training.
Do you know what, actually, lads? I'm gonna bring this up as a talking point. Sorry to anyone who's listening. We haven't prepared anything for this, so it might be a bit random. It might be a bit random the way we go into things, but Bart obviously had a good game. He's had a few, shaky moments, but that's not to say Sarkic did in the 5 games he played. Is there an argument when Sarkic is fit, which is probably going to be sometime in the next month or so, that maybe Bart keeps his place a little bit longer?
I read a rumor about Sarkic apparently he was training last week. I don't know how accurate that is, but I think they're going to ease him back in. I can't remember where I read that. It might have been on Twitter or maybe another forum. But
all I remember was he was ruled out for 12 weeks at the start middle of September.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's definite gospel, but I don't know. I think you're right to ask the question, but I think it's inevitable when the club has spent a bit of money on him. They probably want to return that investment if they ever thought about moving him on. So there will be that argument there, I suppose, that you need to get him out there. If he's not Edwards' fantasy keeper and they want to get someone else in, they would not want to like not stop playing him and then sell him for half the price in the summer next year, I guess. But I think it's inevitable he's back in. But you're right, Bart's done well, mate. And Saturday I thought he'd done really great.
I think it was his best
I think
game
there's
since
gonna
he's back in the team.
I think it's going to be a case of how is Edwards going to want to play with his keeper, I guess. Is he going to want Sarkic to get involved in terms of just that bit of distribution? I can't say. We probably didn't see too much of it in the 4 or 5 games, did we?
Because, Sarkic, I don't even know if he is that good at the ball.
That's what I mean. We've kind of still got no idea as fans. So it'd be interesting to see, what Edwards' plan is with a keeper. Does he want someone who's a bit more comfortable with ball at his feet? We know Bart probably would have played, definitely would have played at a lot higher level if he could actually kick the ball and didn't have 2 shovels for feet. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what we do there. I'd imagine, like what you said, Omar, surely Sarkic is going to still be the main keeper we're going to look to. And we know Bart probably hasn't got much longer left as a number 1 in the Championship.
No, I agree there. What do you reckon, Dan? Is that a case for it then for yourself then? You've asked the question, mate.
But it's, there is possibly, I mean, the one thing that you want with your goalkeeper is continuity. And then obviously if he comes back in that Christmas period, the last thing you want to be doing is, unless Bart throws 4 goals into his net on Boxing Day, is probably start Sarkic in the next game. So, I think maybe Sarkic might have to wait, maybe depending on the FA Cup draw, maybe Sarkic gets his chance there and then, maybe takes over the gloves from there again.
Did you have to pick the QPR game for Bart to do that?
Well, it's on Boxing Day, okay? So it was just the first one that I thought of because obviously you play a lot. I'll pick Stoke away then, mate. There you go.
I don't want that one either because I'll definitely be at that.
As I say, you'll be there, won't you? So you.
Maybe there's an argument though that it is probably going to be Sarkic because if you think about if he wants to play a high line, I can't imagine Bart rushing off his line all the time to try and be a sweep keeper. It puts fear in my face to think about that as well. I don't know. I think it'd be interesting. There is. Sarkic doesn't strike me as a quick keeper. He's just a bit of a lanky keeper, isn't it? It feels like he's not slow, but he's not a super quick keeper, is he? I'm not sure.
As I said, mate, I don't think we saw enough of him. I don't think we saw enough of him. I'm saying an attacking sense. That sounds mad as a goalkeeper, but in all the games we had him in goal for, we struggled, right? So we saw kind of his shot stopping capabilities. I'm not sure they were up to too much. Chucking someone else out who's injured at the moment. And someone that we've just been full of praise for from his game Saturday. Be interesting to see whether Joe Edwards will want a more accomplished ball player in Joe Bryan than Murray Wallace at left back. Do you think he will come? Do you think he'll come straight back in once his groin injuries cleared up?
Did they give prognosis at all? So how long is that for? I've not seen it.
I haven't heard anything yet. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the geezer's made of poppadoms, isn't he? So that's the only issue. He seems to have more injuries than Darren Anderson.
I'll never write the fella off, but when he's taken a free kick on the edge of the pitch and he's then gone down injured, and then they scored from the counter attack, didn't they?
Down his wing as well.
Down his wing as well. You're not going to, you're not endearing yourself to the fans there, are you? But I don't know.
He's been at the club for what, 3 months? He's been injured twice, 4 months, twice.
Yeah, it's true. But then the argument is he's not played a lot of games. Not played a lot of games either, though, has he? Like last couple of years. But
anyway, say he's fit. Do we think he will be Joe Edwards left back just because of his ball playing capabilities?
You've got to think so, haven't you? Surely. But it's. Do you think the club regret signing him? There's another question to throw into that one as well. Like, if
he's on big wages, they might. Yeah,
it's a fair assumption, isn't it? But we're writing him off early, I suppose. He could always come back and haunt us and prove us all wrong there. But yeah, I think he's got to play surely for his bit more ball playing skill than Murray Wallace. But he's not terrible on the ball, Murray Wallace, though, is he?
The only thing I can think of maybe is that maybe with Norton Cuffey, obviously he's going to bomb on down the right. Maybe he wants someone who's a bit more steady defensively on that side.
So play Danny Mac left back is what you want to say.
I mean, I'm open.
No
comment. Joe Edwards could play the under 8s and I'd still get behind him, to be honest. So. He could put the podcast lads out on the pitch, and we'd still love him for it. So,
what position do you play, Dan, on the full pitch?
I was a right back, so.
So you know right back when you see one, mate, yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, it's an interesting point. Is it? Do you think Joe Bryan comes good for us then, Ben, or not? What's your
well, actually, I think Dan's point's probably quite a good one. If you have got a very forward-thinking fullback or wing-back on the other side, you probably want Murray Wallace to be as defensive as possible down that side. You're not going to see him bombing on like you're going to see Norton Cuffy getting to that byline and cutting balls back or scoring like he did Saturday. So, yeah, it's probably not a bad shout to have someone a bit more defensively there. Going back to your point, though, I think it was well documented or touted that he was on big dough, right, Brian, when he come in, and I thought that was kind of a bit of offset of obviously us not. I know he was out of contract, but us not paying a fee, and I think it was a big sign-on fee and stuff like that. So yeah, it'd just be interesting to see if we're going sort of all out Edwards ball, full on attack. Then he's going to play in front of Murray Wallace. But yeah, if you want someone slightly more defensive, then Wallace is going to be the answer there. That I just think that'd be interesting to see how that pans out.
Definitely, no, I agree with you. Do you think the formation he lined up with on Saturdays, how he wants to play with us? I think he said his that to an effect, but I think one of the post-match interviews he said that's how we'll line up. But what do you think about that one? I mean, 4-2-3-1, it felt like, and at times Fleming was further forwards. Happy with that, Dan? I think
it did look like a 4-4-2.
At times, I thought
quite a lot, didn't it? Especially when we was in the press. I mean, yeah, I'd not. I mean, I don't mind a 3, but if it is a 3, I don't enjoy a 5. So it's nice to have 2 out and out wingers as well. Maybe the squad isn't quite set up for that yet, though. So I think there's obviously the squad have some familiarity now with 5, so maybe he might look to utilize that in some way as well. But he's going to come in with his own ideas. He knows the players he's got at his disposal. He would have obviously, you would assume during the interview, he probably would have had to said, this is how I want to play and this is my preferred lineup and stuff.
I wonder if we can see Roman Esse in the 10 sooner rather than later. If he gets Fleming's not available, I'd love to see that.
I wonder if, well, you never know with Bradshaw and Nisbet, they might both get injured at the same time. You might see Fleming up top and maybe Esse in the 10.
Yeah, could be a thing. I mean, Nisbet did come on. Do you think it's only one game, but did you think Bradshaw could be the first striker then? I mean, is it maybe injuries preceding Nisbet not playing him on Saturday?
We'll hand to our Tom Bradshaw correspondent, Ben Green.
Yeah.
Well, there was a discussion point in the ground, right? We were all speaking about it, and Steve and I obviously had quite a detailed chat. I had to get held back at one point because he was giving Tom Bradshaw some shit. No, in all seriousness, it'll be interesting because, again, as we already said, Edwards is very big on what players do off the ball as much as what we do on it. And have we seen enough of Nisbet to know that he's going to be that sort of pressing striker or pressing forwards? If we want to press from the front, you can't really have someone who doesn't want to do it up there. If you want someone that's going to do it, I mean, that's just Tom Bradshaw, isn't it? There isn't anyone else, one in the club or probably 2 in the league, that's any better than him in terms of being a pressing forward and chasing down lost causes or just being a nuisance for defenders. So it'll be interesting. I can't see them both playing at the same time. I really can't. I think, as Dan said, that the way we kind of set up in the press, so without the ball, we kind of went into a 4-4-2 and Fleming was quite high up the pitch. I do really think you're going to see Fleming further forward now and really sort of be a 10.5, if you like, and being right behind Bradshaw. So, yeah, I can't see us playing both of them at the same time. And I think it's needless to say who I'd be picking if there's a choice.
What is your reasoning behind that? I know you spoke about it Saturday with Stephen.
No,
what is it for you then, over between 2 of them?
Well, everything I just said, mate. I think if we're going to be off the ball and we're going to press from the front, I haven't seen enough from Nisbet to see that he can do what Bradders can do. Bradders will give you absolutely everything, even if it is for 75 minutes or 80 minutes. Yes, I don't think he's as a natural finisher as Nisbet, but I think now, again, if you see the way we're going to play, does Bradshaw need to be the focal point who's going to be scoring all the goals? We had 4 different goal scorers Saturday. So is he going to need to be the main man? Last year, him and Fleming were the only 2 who ever looked like they were going to score. Now it looks like we're going to have runners beyond Bradshaw from midfield. We're going to have fullbacks getting forward. So he might just now start to be that more of a link-up forward. And as I say, the press off the ball is going to be as important now. So, as I say, yeah, for me, if you look at all those characteristics of the 2, I don't think there's a better pressing forward in the league than Tom Bradshaw. And I'm not just having my Tom Bradshaw rose-tinted glasses on there. I don't think there is.
What do you think, Ivan?
I was going to ask you that question, but you know what? I think I say it to Ben on Saturday. I was winding him up every time Bradshaw was in the box and he missed a chance. I was like, Nisbet would have scored that, and Nisbet would have scored that.
Kept saying it.
Nisbet would have been there when that ball went in the box. But no, I've not seen enough of Nisbet to judge him per se, but he is a proper finisher. There is an argument, I suppose, that we do need probably someone up front that's going to, make space, make some runs behind, and give the likes of Fleming the opportunity to get through. It happened a couple of times. Bradshaw comes out, makes a run. Nisbet might not do that. Nisbet might stay quite central. Maybe that'll down stagnate Fleming, and maybe it will cause issues in the team in that sense.
There was an example of that in the build-up to the 4th goal where SA tried to slot through Zian, who just made the run from the space where Bradshaw pulled out wide, and obviously
Correct. That's what I mean.
didn't quite work out at that time. But the way we recycled the ball and then got the chance, which obviously Norton Cuffy scored.
I think our two main chances in the first half as well. It was Fleming into Bradders back to Fleming. Bradders then got it around the corner, and Fleming just didn't have the pace. So
I do think Nisbet is capable of that game, though. I don't think he's been fully fit. I don't think we've seen it from him enough. I think he is. Bradshaw is definitely the more energetic out of the two of them. I won't dispute that. But I do think Nisbet, if he's fit, well, this is it. We've signed a crooked striker potentially, haven't we? He's had that big injury, and it's always that fear in the back of your mind, a bit like Bart. It's how long until Bart breaks down. It's that kind of thing, isn't it? But
right, come on then. Let's just go. Bradders on Nisbet. I will go first, mate.
Bradders.
I think there's an. I'm going to have my say because I let you to have your say there, and I'm just going to have my say very quickly. I think against the better teams where we're going to have less of the ball and we're going to need to do more running. I think against the better teams, I think that's where Bradshaw is the number one choice for me. When you're playing against the lesser teams who are going to want you to have the ball, they're going to sit back. I think that's when Nisbet might be better for us.
Fair shout. One thing I will say in the Nisbet camp is that even his little half chance at the end where he just sort of almost stopped running and tried to pass it in the corner of the net, I don't think Bradders has got that cuteness.
He hasn't got that in his locker. No.
I love Bradders, not quite as much as Ben, but I do think, and if you look at his goal record as well, last season probably was a one-off for him.
Sorry, that's it. Let's see if he can do it again. He hasn't yet, so.
Sorry, Ben.
I see argument for both. I do see argument for both. I mean, what about the midfield conundrum then? Because obviously, we went with Denora and Saville. I think it's probably our best two. I
don't think there is really much of a conundrum there, to be honest.
But
I think
you've got a player on loan in Alan Campbell from Luton, and you've got Billy Mitchell in there as well. You've got players there that are not getting a game. How long before that starts to rumble? Because if it's going to be two-man midfields, that won't go on forever, will it?
I mean, if you want me to be honest, I think Edwards might look to terminate Campbell's loan. To be honest, he might have contacts that he can bring in, better players on loan from. Obviously we haven't. I don't think we've. Well, I think it's an understatement to say we haven't seen the best of Campbell yet. And if we're going to be playing a two in the midfield, I think Billy's probably ahead of him in the pecking order as well. So yeah, that makes it. I think it makes it a bit difficult for Alan.
Campbell's not a bad player though, is he? I don't know why it's not worked out here. It's again too soon.
I think he just he came
in so unfit, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't think he's ever got up to speed.
And that again, that was something that Edwards mentioned in his interview with BBC London. He said again, the stuff that we're going to be working on now for the next 10, 12 days is going to be our fitness levels and our running off the ball. If that's the case, you can see again why Mitchell's come on ahead of Campbell, because Campbell he hasn't come to us match fit, is he? You could see he's been sort of getting his match sharpness on the pitch. I'd be more worried about if Man City want to come in and try and buy Casper Denora, to be honest, from us in January. Then we might see a shake-up. How the hell we've managed to get this geezer? It's just madness.
He's a mustard, isn't he?
I mean, like I saw the picture go around the other day. Two good things that Belgium have done: Stella exhibit here and Casper Denora. I think
we need to get that on a sticker, by the way.
I might actually get it.
It's in the process, isn't it?
Yeah, fuck it, I'll get it done. I think it's true though. He ran the game Saturday. I'm trying to avoid talking about things that Ruby spoke about because it's the most common dumb thing here. But fuck it, I'm not. I must say, he did run the game Saturday, didn't he? And it's no cliche about it either. He's brilliant in tackle, brilliant on the ball. He just seems to find the space all the time as well. Okay, it's only Sheffield Wednesday, but I'm excited by this geezer, and he's done brilliant since the start of the season, hasn't he, Ben? I mean, it was stated.
Well, I think it's you said there Sheffield Wednesday, mate. But it's not only been that; he's probably been the one or two shining lights that we've had early on in the season throughout our struggles, where people have still gone, "Fuck me, Denore's good. Casper's good. Casper played well again today." So he's probably been. I mean, he's been solid in I won't say a struggling side because we haven't been, but in a restricted side, shall we say? So yeah, look, I think now just going back to the squad depth in midfield, having the Championship's a hard league. We can't expect Casper and Sav to play every game, week in, week out. We saw it last year where we got into that run in towards the end of the season where we just knew what the lineup was going to be because we couldn't change it. We had nothing else. But now you could have arguments to say, well, you can swap players in and out. Sav's not getting any younger now. You could bring Billy in, you could bring Campbell in. So it's just nice to have options. I think if you're asking me who our best two are, it's definitely Casper and Sav. But as I say, you've got Billy and Campbell in the squad. It's just nice to have those options.
No, I agree with you. I do agree. I'm just a bit of fun here then. 'Cause I'm looking at our fixtures. There's 9 games till the new year. We'll put you boys on the spot as well. We haven't put myself on the spot. Coventry at home, Ipswich away, Sunderland at home, Cardiff away, Leicester away, Huddersfield at home, Stoke away, QPR at home, and Norwich at home. How many points are we going to get? How many wins? How many draws? How many losses? What's the vibe? What's the Joe Edwards buzz going to take us here? How many wins are we going to have, Dan? In 9
what
games.
is that?
9 games.
So there's 27 points. 27 points to play for.
That's it. We'll get the comments going as well. If you're listening and watching on YouTube, how many points are we going to get between now and the new year?
I'm going to go for what I think is in quite a tough run of fixtures here. I'm going to say a very respectable 14.
Interesting. I'm going to go ballsy. I think I'm going to go ballsy. I'm going to go 19. 19 points out of the next 27. Fuck it. What's that? 6 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats. Ben?
Or maybe 5 wins.
Ben's like fucking crunching numbers, trying to look out.
Yeah, I am, mate. I'm pleased you went to Dan first.
It's off the cuff, a bit of fun. Come on.
Mr. Football Manager over here analysing these data.
According to 20 goals and
let's go 20 points. Fuck
20
it.
points.
Nice and confident.
So I've got 6 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats, and you've got 6 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat. Okay. And Dan, will use your points? 14 points.
14, yeah.
Now you've said it like that. That seems like a lot.
Yeah, well, Dan's one could be 3 wins, 5 draws, and 1 defeat. So it could be any combination.
It's a tough run of fixtures, though, isn't it?
But there's a tough run of fixtures in the Championship, mate. You've got people in front of you.
Let's go really quick.
Let's go really quick.
Coventry at home.
Win.
Ipswich away.
Loss.
Sunderland at home.
Draw.
Win. Cardiff away. Draw.
Come on, Homer, get up, keep up, mate.
Leicester away. Loss. Huddersfield at home. 12-0.
Win.
Stoke away.
We just know that's the most Millwall game to lose 1-0.
Stoke away. Draw.
I'll go win. QPR that'll be 15-0. Is that where we got up to? Was that
win?
And then win at Norwich at home as well.
Norwich at home.
If they've got George Long in goal, we're winning 24-0.
Right,
and I'm
so
scoring
based
60.
on I went on the majority there. So that was 1, 2, 3, 5 wins, 2 draws, and 2 defeats. So that is 20 points. There you go. That's the consensus here.
There you go.
Is it?
Yeah.
5 times 3 is 15, mate. 2 draws.
Oh, sorry, 17 points. Wait. Yeah. Okay. All right. Allow me. I'm still pissed from Saturday, like I said.
We've met in the middle there, pretty much, haven't we? Of what we all think. So
I'll take 17. I'll go.
I would absolutely take 17.
I'll bite your hand off for it. I'll bite your hand off for it because we've got 19 points. From the first 15 games this season, ain't it? It's like what's that?
Yeah.
Or 16 games.
I'll tell you what, though, just on a side note as well, Stoke is going to be a very nippy one this year, the day before Christmas Eve.
Mickey and his post the other day on Twitter, what's the coldest away game you've been to? What was your answers? I can't remember what you put. What was yours?
Mine was Stoke, hands down Stoke. And that was on a sunny day in March as well.
I went January this year, it was cold and all. Yeah, I mean, Ben, what was your ones? I think you put a couple in it, didn't you?
I put Fratton Park, Boxing Day 2010.
The Northern has picked a Southern ground.
Well, I was still down there, man. I was still down south there, man. Yeah, that was the coldest I've ever been at football. I take an honourable shout out to Blackpool the other year. That was fucking freezing. I think it was pretty much snowing, and that was cold.
Was that when we lost 1-0?
Yeah, it was when we
in
lost 1-0.
January. I think Rowett had just lost 6 on the bounce. And we was all calling for him to
I
go.
went another time in January when we had Holloway's manager and Ricardo Fuller told us to fuck off. When he's got subbed off. I remember that quite well. Bloody Fuller. Dark times, mate. Thank God for Joe Edwards now.
I was about to say, look at us now,
Look at
shining.
hey, look at us. Who'd have thought we'd be here, eh? Who'd have thought? We've won one game, by the way.
Yeah,
Honestly,
get carried away much.
I was about to say, I've been messaging my mates. My mate sent me that. I've been putting it in our podcast group chat as well. That this is liquid football, the new Joe Edwards meme. I've been sending it to my mates all week, and they're like, "You've just beaten stone bottom of the league 4-0."
Listen, they won their last time game though. So listen,
Exactly.
come on. We beat an informed team, all right? You can spin it any way you like. No, I'm just confident. I think between now and the new year, if we get to a situation where we're, in a position to be around it, we're talking about Campbell, for example, and whether that could be, he might get back in for, guys, could be injuries, and then he's back in, and we're raving about him. But if we get to January and we're like in a good position to have a real go, there could be 2-3 low sides that come in that blow us out of the water. Do you know what I mean? And
Well,
that could be the difference. It could be because that's what you see clubs do, that, don't you? Playoff runs, get a couple of loan players in. Barnsley did it all that time. They beat us in the playoffs in League One. You're not far off it. Just be in touch distance come January, right?
We've got still space to sign 3 loan players, but then so you can have 6 players on loan, but you can only have 5 in your match day squad, which is a bit of a weird rule, I think.
So the 3 we got is Norton Cuffy, Longman, and Campbell, right?
Yeah.
There's no one else, is there? That's a ghost one that we forgot about.
No, that's the only 3 I can think of. So
we'll sign Charlie Creswell on loan to play centre half.
I can see that one happening. By the way, I know you're laughing about it now. I do think that is something that's going to happen because the thing is, from a Leeds point of view, they aren't going. They surely have him playing games rather than not playing, and we aren't going to, come January, unless we've won every game 6-0, which Ben's probably going to predict on every single show before every single game. We're probably not going to be near Leeds in the table, and Leeds might see it as, send him to a place where he's already a fan favourite.
Now we're not that far behind. We're far behind them now. Wait till March comes around.
Yeah, but obviously in January, they might say send him to a place where he's a fan favourite, and also let's strengthen another team in the league. They might take points off the teams around us and then boost their chances as well. That's how Leeds might see it.
Yeah. I actually think we could get him as well. I do. If we're in and around amongst it, he signed a new long-term deal as well.
He's wasted the ink on that pen, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's big time. Be interesting. It'll be interesting. Well, you get to many away games between now and the new year, then, guys. Which ones are you going to go to? Which ones do you pick?
I'm at Leicester.
I'm going to Ipswich.
I'm going to Leicester, and I'm thinking about Stoke. It's just public transport in this country the day before Christmas Eve. Will I make it home for Christmas?
I don't think it's a good idea, to be honest, mate. I think I've only missed a couple this year, but I can't bring myself. I'll say this: I'll end up probably getting up there still. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
we'll win it. We'll beat Ipswich something stupid, and we'll beat Leicester.
Yeah.
And I'm like, beat Cardiff. I'm like, I can't miss another one. Do you know what I mean? It's like
and then we'll be at Liverpool away in the FA Cup in the first weekend of January.
Stop it, Daniel.
Mate, you can roll out of bed there.
I'd rather Man United or Man City, to be honest.
Oh, mate. Talk dirty to me.
Yeah, I know.
Will you take the team to Trafford Centre Pizza up for their pre-match meal?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Get everyone down there. But no, I think I'll be looking at Cardiff away, mate. Leicester and Stoke. I'll be doing all those.
I think I'm definitely going to do Cardiff as well.
I think Cardiff's looking a stretch for me at the minute.
We'll see.
Christmas money. And
you wait till we beat Ipswich, mate, and see what happens then. You'll be looking up Cardiff. I think we are coming to a natural end anyway. The show. One thing left to say, guys. Any last words, Dan?
Did you want to just very quickly touch upon Joe Edwards' interview with BBC London?
Do it, mate. Talk to me about it. How did you feel listen to that? Just music to your ears, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, mate, I think everything you kind of wanted to hear. It was interesting that he'd mentioned. I think the one key thing for me, and I was just writing some notes and I was listening to it earlier, was making the focus about us in games. He said in his pre-match meeting with the players, he didn't want to focus too much on Sheffield Wednesday, and he wanted it to be about us. I don't know what you guys think, but for me, that's just such a refreshing mindset I'd imagine the players must have, where we've been so probably worried about what the other team are doing first and then worry about us. That just is a complete 360 flip. And I'd imagine that's where we're going to get a lot of belief from. But yeah, that was a key takeaway for me from that interview.
No, definitely, mate. I agree with you. I think, like I said, with that, like the players just were excited, weren't they? It was, I suppose, only a few days. So what more can you do? I suppose you've got to make it about yourselves and what you can do. But I agree with you. It's like it's refreshing because it's going in there thinking, right, this is what we're going to do. Sod what they're doing. We're going to do this and stamp our foot on the game. And as Mill fans, that's all you want, isn't it? You want some bit of aggression, attacking, throwing players forwards. It's not going to work every week. Let's be honest.
No,
but
definitely not. And again,
No,
he
I
mentioned
mean-
a piece on that, didn't he? He said about the sustained pressure. He mentioned Sav's goal. I'm sure we've heard that clip where he said, all right, Sav jabbed it in the bottom corner. But if he hadn't have done, he said the fact that Cooper and Harding were almost sort of 10, 15 yards behind him, if we can at home just harness that bit of sustained front foot pressure, he said that's where he thinks a big difference is going to be.
especially at them. You mentioned it earlier, Dan, didn't you? 22nd in the league for the home form, mate. It's going to be crucial.
Yeah, we need to get that sorted. Maybe Wes Arden will keep slamming him in at this rate, to be honest. I don't know. Honestly, you know what? I'm pretty certain that would have been a row at signing as well. And you know what? Like, fair play, because Rotherham fans didn't rate him at all. And now all of a sudden he's keeping Leonard out the team, who up until his injury was probably my player of the season. To be
I think they oddly complement each other as well, Harding and Cooper, because you've got a player that's tall and massive and obviously goes after the ball, and you've got a defender that's going to cover up for him if he makes a mistake.
He's got that pace as well.
Yeah,
doesn't
he gets himself out. He reminds me of Marlon Romeo when he was doing well under us. Like, that kind of, he uses his pace to get him out of situations when he makes a mistake. And Harding's similar to that. He's so rapid over the ground. Like, I think you can't fault him. Is it 3 goals now?
Yeah, is he our top scorer? It might be. It's him or
No,
Fleming, isn't it?
I think it's
him or Fleming.
I think it's Fleming. I think
it might just be Fleming, but
it's close.
I mean, Arden's got the best goal to game ratio.
Yes,
it's amazing how injuries just happen. You happen to then stumble upon everything you've been looking for in a transfer window, right? We've been going, we want a quick, dynamic centre half, and we've had one. Rowett had one under his nose the whole time that he actually signed, but didn't want to play.
See, Fleming's 4th in the goal scoring charts. Wes Harding's 2nd on 3. I don't know who else got it.
Maldini,
George Saville's got 2. Nisbet's got 2, and Bradshaw's got 1, and then the rest, obviously. Bradshaw only on 1, mate, but he's best player.
Yeah, he had an assist Saturday. He's got to have a couple of assists this year, hasn't he?
3. He got 3 assists.
I'm giving half an assist for Harding's goal as well, because he did get in front of the keeper.
How many assists has Nisbet got? Bradshaw's got 3.
I can't 2.
I loaded the question up. He's got none. He's got.
There you go.
Yeah.
Last thing on the interview as well, it's just interesting. Everyone's talking about actually taking the job. He mentioned that part of the interview process, he had to watch a lot of our games, and he actually said that if he didn't feel we could improve technically and be more on the front foot, that he actually wouldn't have taken the job, and he would have respected it. It would have been too much of a challenge. So again, that fills me with so much confidence that he actually can see what he needs to from the current crop of players to get what he wants out of them.
Definitely. I think also, whilst it's not too much of a challenge, it still is a challenge. And I think he's that's why he's here, to prove himself, isn't he? And I think it's a match made in heaven in a sense. You've got a manager that wants to make a name for himself, and a club that are steady, financially run quite well.
Yeah.
And they're not trigger happy if he's lost 5 games in a row. They'll stick by him if the fans are not turning him anyway. So yeah, I mean, it's exciting, right? Do you agree, Dan?
Yeah, as well. He came well dressed for it on his first day as well, didn't he? He looked very smart on the touchline.
Clobber on the fella, mate. Love it.
That say very smart. No, listen, I don't think we've stopped smiling this entire time tonight, have we? I don't think we stopped smiling on a Saturday either, to be honest.
No, mate, we had a fun journey on the way train on the way home as well, didn't we, mate? This is what it's about. This is what it's about, mate. First class commandeered. Here we go. This is Millwall.
Yeah.
First class trains and 4-0 wins. What's going on?
What else do you need?
I was about to say, Ben, do you want to just quickly fill the viewers in on your Saturday shenanigans?
Absolutely not.
What happens on the way day stays on the way day, except, how often do Millwall win 4-0? That was the catchphrase Saturday. How often do you see Millwall win 4-0
Let's just say
away? Come on.
Ben relived his youth, thought he was around half his age.
Mate, it's gonna be a catchphrase that just lives on. But how often do Millwall win 4-0 away from home? That was my excuse.
There's your
I
show
think,
title.
you
How's
know
your
what?
show
I was
title,
about to
you
say
know?
we was looking for
title.
a show title. We've got one.
You don't need an excuse often, but how often do
No,
Millwall
no,
win
you
4-0
don't.
away from home? Let's be honest.
To be fair, I think the same result would have happened in terms of if we'd have won 1-0. I still probably would have gone out and did what I did.
100%, guys. I'm just saying, 100%. Right, called it there.
Yeah.
It's my show
Just
returned. I made it.
a quick call out to obviously your lovely listeners. Thanks as ever for listening and watching. If you've got any other things you think we could talk about over the international break, we'll look to try and get at least one more of these done before the Coventry game. Then drop them in the YouTube comments, drop them on Twitter, whatever. You know, we are men of the people. We want to try and please you all. So yeah.
Yeah, how many points are we getting between now and the New Year as well? There you go. Put your predictions down. We've concluded on 17, so I like that. I do like that. But yeah, Dan, nice one for coming on today, mate. As always.
No, thank you very much, and nice to have you back with us, Omer, as well.
Thanks, mate. Mr. Ben Green, thank you, pal.
Cheers, mate. Thoroughly enjoyed that. And as Dan said, I don't think I've stopped smiling all night. And well, yeah, since Saturday. So long may that continue. It's something
That's
that
it.
we're not familiar with as Millwall fans, or haven't been for a while. So yeah, keep that smile on our face, please, Mr. Edwards.
There we go. Super Joe Edwards. Right, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. If you're new around here, be sure to subscribe and like the video and comment below what you think on today's show. Leave some feedback, ask some questions. We'll pick them up and obviously answer them when we can in the next show. So thanks for tuning in. Catch you guys soon.